the podcast, everybody. That's okay. No, for real, it really ain't. And that's okay. To the genuine ones with no malicious intentions, I truly hope that you continue to find peace within regards to who gave up on you or overlooked you during your journey. My content is not for everybody. When someone says you don't got potential, never give up on yourself when it comes to get vision, choosing yourself. I understand the elevation is different when everybody when it comes to maturing. You ain't got hate in your vein. They would never understand how you operate when you actually act in your body weight, not your shoe size. They would never understand how multiplication actually made sense in your dictionary. When it came to self-love, you was catching your blessing, not to reject yourself. You understood that you knew how to respect your neighbor even when they couldn't see. Hold on one second, even when they look at their competition. No, every trick don't be always be yourself with no molestations. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. To the genuine ones, I say this respectfully. Always be yourself. And I say that respectfully. Healing trauma and pain is not a race or an overnight process, and I say that respectfully. It's not. But you man and you're worthy of the right people respecting you, good day, bad day, misunderstanding day, without hate in their vein. The hinge is different when it comes to elevation. I'm not yet to respect that my content is not for everyone. No, ain't the trick don't be always be a step with no molestation. Entertainment purposes only. No, it's really a trying to throw for me. You ever was minding your business within minding your business? You want to say with people at the end of the day. When someone calls your phone or texts you, you just bypass the shit. You're not even thinking about it. Just have a nice day, whoever the fuck you are, ma'am, sir. No, ain't the trick over me. You ever had one of those days where you say, you know what? Let me see who the hell this is or whatever the case may be. Only to realize you answer the text message or you answer the text message saying, you know what? Who are you? No, because they're not saved in your phone, evidently. You want to know who the hell it is. Reaching out to you. They don't respond back with them responding back. They respond back with a phone call. Hold on, I didn't sign up for this one-side-ass conversation, motherfucker. Announce who the fuck you are and the trade off of me. Only to realize at the end of the day, motherfucker called you about 20 times already. And not realizing the day, first of all, man, sir, you got the wrong fucking number. You're bringing your fucking blood pressure for no fucking reason. Have a nice fucking day. What the fuck wrong with people? No, it's a trade off of me. I gotta go. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. I will talk about love, but I'm gonna wait a minute. I want to get to success at the end of the day. Understanding your image never allows someone to dim your light when it comes to your faith. With God and door within you, they would never understand how your favor was actually within you. Choosing yourself to be patient with time and day. You ain't operate out of hate, they would never understand growth when it comes to time and day. That vocabulary hits different when it comes to unconditional love. You choosing yourself to understand your worth, that you truly was worthy. You was never in competition. The energy is different. I'm not your genuine respect, and my content is not for everyone. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater, what about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater, what about you? No, that changed on me. I don't know what's wrong with people either at the end of the day. First of all, I was just in my own goddamn lane. I had bitches throwing spelling at me. Oh, right to left. Oh my God. I understood my concentration. God was sweet, protected me. I don't worship the devil. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. When my neighbor made me their enemy. I understood growth when it came to even exchange, confidence that bothered certain folks' sight, and then when it came to hold on 1 second, they said my opinion didn't matter. But I understood at the end of the day, I hold God's weight. That energy is different. I didn't worship the devil. They said I was delusional, slow, stupid, and retarded. But I understood confidence. I wasn't trying to dim my light. I understood balance when it came to happy tears. Overcoming that storm, I may get lost in my words. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day, but hold on 1 second. God never left my side. No, ain't a trick on me. Always be yourself with no molested potential. Even when they say, you ain't got potential. When you was never the issue. My content is not for everybody. Success is different. You took a break. In between. Not to give up on God's vision and energy is different. Never had hate in your vein when the enemy, let on the devil, try to shortchange you when it come to your mental health. Who would have knew that God was still protecting you? The better you. They would never understand the pain when you didn't have support. Being your biggest cheerleader, they would never understand when you was on an empty stomach. Overcoming the mindset, bad habits. Who would have knew that God was still by your side? And not one lie was told. Not one lie was told. Being in pain. Not having support. But God never changed. The outside world didn't want you to see your vision. When it came to your faith, having confidence to go within. The energy is different. You could have lost you, but God found you. You could have lost you, but God allowed you to see your reality. You show love to folks when you was on an empty stomach. You show love to folks and they look to the competition. You show love to folks, respecting them. Good day, congratulations, neighbor. And you wasn't having a mindset, having malicious intentions towards your neighbor. But the one side verse psychology mind game, they try to get you locked up, put you in this site board, blackmail you right to left, hack your devices. And as soon as you spoke up for yourself, hold on 1 second, they said it was nothing but lies that you told that day. It be the train of thought for me. How God will truly protect you, not to overlook you. Rejecting yourself, they would never understand that you was truly under spiritual welfare, right to left. Who would have knew that God still endured confidence within you? You was never the issue. How folks didn't want you to elevate. They said that you was delusional, you wasn't trying to catch a case. How you had folks gang stalking right to left. Even folks older than you would have realized, hold on 1 second. Why the fuck you walking around here acting your shoe size, goddammit? Why am I acting your body weight, talking about you ground, then out of your tax bracket? How folks would do you wrong and stay in the wrong direction. Or because they had lack of self-control when it came to discipline. They like, nah, little, so you're not going to elevate. I'm going to make sure I shortchange you when it comes to your attention span. No, everything, mommy. Why the fuck would you want to do that shit to me? I ain't do shit to you. That's the problem. How this type of stuff actually happens when you don't have to get physical. Saying thank you, no thank you. That's why you stood in your lane. Understanding that everybody wasn't for you. But hold on 1 second. God had a better plan. God revealed your enemy right to left, blood on the devil. So God wouldn't shortchange you. When it come to hold on 1 second, your mental health. That's what you prayed for that day. In the most healthiest way, every single day during your journey. I may not make sense to the average person, but I'm not for you at the end of the day. When I know how to fix my neighbor's crown, even days when they can't see, but they try to paint me out to be somebody I truly wasn't. Or because they had hate and envy within them. We ain't the same, neighbor. It be the chain of thought for me. You know, being under spiritual attack, you know, spiritual warfare, right to left. You're supposed to be a crash out. Right to left. They wanted you to act out how you used to be in your past. That don't live in your reality. They would also try to blackmail you, lie on your name. But God truly never left your side. They would never understand elevation when it comes to growth, maturing. How you truly was the gift of yourself. Who would have known that you still be patient with you? I'm not aging all I respect, and my content is not for everyone. No, I didn't take no. I like to talk about love. No, for real, I love to talk about love. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone, and I say that respectfully. And I always have. No third-party conversation. I say that respectfully besides my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father, God, and I don't worship the devil. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Love is real. Love is one of a kind. I got lost of words, but I knew how to communicate with you. I was far from a fool when I was different. You said I was delusional at first, but who would have known I was delusional for our love? No, I haven't said it though for me. Imagine falling in love with somebody, right? And only to fall in love with somebody, only to realize it was never deja vu, and you was far from delusional. Only to realize they wasn't ready for someone to love them properly. They thought it was a nightmare, only to realize it was just a dream come true. Imagine approaching someone saying that, hold on 1 second, I'm not trying to mislead you with pain. They laughing at you at the end of the day, but it was happy tears within them. Only was the hold on 1 second, y'all both wasn't pointing each other in the wrong direction. Who would have knew? Y'all both wasn't delusional for each other. No, it haven't changed over me. Oh my God. You ever talk to somebody and they said that you're just talking too much? Only realized actions spoke louder than words. You was just trying to maintain a smile. They didn't understand it. Hold on 1 second. God said don't make you frown. When the outside world's trying to see you down, the energy is different. You ain't have to manipulate the word God. Because God was sweet keeping it real. Only was the hold on 1 second. You almost gave up on the love department. Only for the love you like to walk into like to bring you balance when it came to common sense. It wasn't lust, it was real love. So much we keeping it real with you, love. No, I haven't changed off of me. No, for real, for real. So much we bringing peace into your life. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Imagine telling somebody not how to love you properly. And I don't mean this disrespectfully, but they just knew how to love you properly. You didn't have to tell someone how to love you. Because when they walked into your life, at the end of the day, they was capable of able of treating you right the first time around. That one lie was told. They wasn't trying to psych you out your mental health. They showed you why you're passing them. In reality, when God showed you what you a true blessing looks like, up close in person, how God blocked your past, allows you to heal, understand that one. Who would have known that you'd be comfortable today? Expressing yourself to the right person, emotionally available. The energy is different. When common sense actually makes sense today. Happy tears, who would have known? Overcoming a storm, being faithful to you. You know, you chose you not to overlook you. God gave you guidance when it come to better days ahead. You almost lost you when it came to that last testimony. But God allowed you to see your faith that was alive within you, understanding your confidence, coming out your comfort zone, and you didn't have to get physical. How God put keys in your hands, allow you to have access to your genuine. You know, when you get lost in your words, it was genuine when it came to self-love. They would never understand how you actually loved yourself when you almost lost you, overcoming so many chapters. God opened every single door for you, and never not one time that you have to play with spoken in a toxic way to shortchange you. They say that you're delusional, slow, stupid, and retarded. They said that you wasn't going to become nobody, but who would have known that you'd become your biggest cheerleader with the right folks truly rooting for you. The energy is different. How the love of your life just brought you balance. And God allowed you to see better days ahead with the right person in position to love you properly by your side, and not one lie was told. Imagine saying I do to the right person. It went from 1 year to 2 years to 30 years, a dream come true. Someone loving you every single day. It felt like a special holiday. Only was a hold on 1 second. It was your reality when it came to hold on 1 second. You ever got lost in your words? But you got the right person by your side that sees you, hears you, and respects you. It wasn't lust or sport playing with your time and day when it got the value of your time and day. How God allowed two people to unite for all the right reasons. The energy is different. It really do. They say fairy tales don't exist, but that's a lie. Because when time actually was equal, it actually multiplied. Healthy memories became a dream come true. Someone loving you right and didn't have to get physical. No, ain't the trade of me. No, forever, because love is not supposed to hurt. Now, respectfully, you know how that chapter that you almost lost yourself? That chapter when you almost lost yourself because someone didn't know how to love you or respect you. That chapter when you almost lost yourself because you didn't know how to see. That chapter when you almost lost yourself because you didn't know where you was going from point A to Z. How God allowed you to see how beautiful you was within. The outside point of view, they would never understand the vision that God allowed you to see the whole 1 second. You really almost gave up on you. You know how it feels to be on an empty stomach and you wasn't doing it for likes and views or cloud chasing. You know how it feels for folks not to root you on. You know how it feels for folks to do you wrong and there's a one-sided conversation because they have malicious intentions to shortchange you. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same. When you just needed someone to say everything was going to be okay. You have folks in the background praying on your downfall. Only because the hold on 1 second, your heavenly mother, Father God never left you. They will never understand how you operate, becoming the best self-vision of yourself. How God opened certain doors in your life, dealing with depression, anxiety, PTSD. Healing trauma and pain was real. You know, that childhood wound that went into your adulthood, they would never understand the hold on 1 second. God never failed you. When the enemy tried to shortchange you, have the devil knocking at your door every single day, every minute, to make sure that you can elevate. But God placed keys in your hands, only for you to realize the hold on 1 second. God had a better plan. Everything that you prayed for, God said yes to it. All because of the fact that you was willing to choose you, not to overlook you. God endured peace within you when you least expected. It was days when you was dealing with anxiety. You asked God for the proper guidance, and God truly immensely healed you. Only realized the hold on 1 second. God never left your side. The energy is different. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same. Dealing with depression, everybody's walk of life is not the same. But your journey, it truly is different. Not only did God make room for certain doors to open for you, when it came to having a roof over your head, being financially stable, mentally, physically, spiritually, hold on 1 second, everything was working out in your favor because God was protecting you, healing you, showing that you was truly worthy of choosing you. Self-love hits different today. It does. Not only did you choose you, but God allowed the right people to show up for you to respect you. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. And the love of your life by your side. Didn't have malicious intentions. That ain't just different. You know, maturity looks good on you today when it comes to your confidence. You can actually look in the mirror and say you're beautiful and you're handsome. And you're still being patient when it comes to healing trauma and pain. You matter and you are worthy. Don't give up on yourself because God never left your side. That ain't just different. We may not pray the same neighbor, but I know how to respect my neighbor good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day, and I say that respectfully. You know, when the right people walk into your life, they don't have hate or jealousy or envy within them. They don't look at you like competition. They don't project spell on you in a toxic way, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. They don't hack your devices or gang stalk you or energy harvest off your energy or try to destiny swipe at you. When they actually acting mature, acting a body way, you would never understand the elevation when the right folks is at your table. Didn't have to get physical. You know, when God closed certain doors in your life, you went within action pray. And God allowed better days to come into your existence. Or because you were truly paying attention. Because God never left your side. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. But God is not for sale. And God has never been for sale. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. I do not wish the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, regardless of who's in the background blackmailing me against me. I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. When it comes to my creativity, I get it from my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father, God. And I say that respectfully. I do not hack anybody's devices, gang stalk anybody, project spell work in a toxic way, or project spell work either way in any form. And I do not energy harvest off my neighbor's energy, and I do not destiny swipe with anybody. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. When God sends the right people into your life, elevation is different. It doesn't remind you your past, because respect is a two-way street. Actually mature and acting your body weight, and then have hate in your vein. They would never understand that. Hold on 1 second. God was protecting you for all the right reasons. It was God's protection with God's protection when your past can relate to who you are today. Always be yourself when someone says you don't have potential. Always be yourself when someone tries to dig up your past to try to humiliate you against you because you was willing to choose you. I am Naya, genuine love, respect. Never give up on yourself when someone says that they're going to pay this person or pay that person to disrespect you or humiliate you or stop people from dealing with you, or they got a hate train when it comes to you. Because the right people, when they see you, they respect you. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. They don't got time for the hate train. They actually maturing regardless of their tax bracket at the end of the day. They ain't got hate in anything, regardless of what they've been through, trials and tribulations when it comes to this thing called life. They know how to treat their neighbor right. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and today is currently June 4th, 2025. And I am Naya, genuine respect, and my content is not for everyone. You are beautiful and you are handsome and you matter and you are worthy. Never give up on yourself because someone said you don't have potential. You are loved and respected by all the right people with no malicious intentions. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend. You matter, you're worthy. No other check on me. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. She might whether don't damn your light. Go you neighbor, don't damn your light. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. Protect your energy and protect you and your family. Stay out of trouble. Stop the violence. You matter, you are worthy. Never give up on yourself because someone didn't know how to respect you. They wanted you to shortchange yourself when it came to your faith. But God didn't make a mistake. That ain't just different because you wasn't doing it for likes and views or clout chasing. They would never understand the internal healing. That self-love looks good on you, love. You matter and you worthy regardless of who gave up on you, overlooked you, said you didn't have potential. The disrespect was loud. They wanted to see you frown, but God was maintaining your smile. They would never understand that. Hold on 1 second. You never look at your neighbor like competition. That ain't just different. It's not a crime to congratulate somebody. It's not a crime to respect your neighbor, regardless of their tax bracket. It's not that you was looking for friends. You know, nowadays in society is when you congratulate somebody or you respect somebody or you're looking for friends or you decide to want to extend a hand and only to find out that you're extending your hand or you respected someone or congratulating someone or saying that someone looks decent or someone has nice clothes on or complimenting somebody, that the opposite one-sided conversation is someone endorsed envy within them. Now they playing with sport in a toxic way. Lying on your name to blackmail you, get you locked up, put you in the sideboard. Hacking devices or something that you didn't sign up for. How the type of stuff happens when you have to get physical with your neighbor. When there's like competition, hold on one second, it was never the issue, love. Always be yourself. This type of stuff actually happens every single day. It may not be happening in your household, but it's happening in someone else's household that's not doing it for likes and views, and they're not using the word God to make money off of it because God is not for sale, and my content is not for everyone. God sees everything. I would never hurt myself, good day, bad day, or a misunderstanding day. You know, when someone tries to shadow ban you or blackmail you, that does not mean give up on you. That does not mean stop loving you. That does not mean stop finding you. That does not mean stop a success that God endowed with you, because God gave you that vision. And when God gave you a vision, it ain't for everybody. It's for the ones who's truly for you. So never allow someone to blackmail you against you when you knew how to respect your neighbor. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. When it comes to my creativity, I get it from my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father God, and I do not worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself. Loving yourself is not a crime. I am Naya, genuine love, respect. Thank you for your time. No, I haven't changed on me. I gotta go. No, for real, for real. Always be yourself, and especially when you don't have malicious intentions. Healing trauma and pain is not a race or an overnight process, and I say that respectfully. I'm not doing this back. Have a good evening. Thank you for your time.